Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. Let's have a look at Queen Metalia. This is the super difficult mission for the Sailor Moon collaboration. You don't get anything for clearing it except for skins for different characters. So there's no real need to play it, but you know, you get your trophy, you get your bragging rights, so yes, I will be playing it. And then the gimmicks here are blocks, warps, and damage walls. You can get away with characters that only have one of those. I'll talk about the advantages and disadvantages of each. You can take characters without no block, but there will be some characters where like 3 sides of them are covered by blocks. So if you do go for a character without no block, then you need to know which side of a character is going to be exposed. You can bring a character without no warp. There are only 2 warps per stage, so you can kind of work your way through them, but I don't recommend that. So I would actually recommend everybody to have no warp. And then there are the damage walls. I wouldn't worry too much about the damage walls. But just be careful that you don't do like an up and down, like right here, for example, where you would hit the damage wall every single time. And then to talk about the team that I'm using, first is a Sandalphon Evolution. She is a bounce with no warp and no block. She's pretty good for this quest. She has a strike shot, which charges up pretty quickly, and it's a speed and power up. And then speed up is pretty important for this mission, so she's good in that sense. Next up is Dead Rabbits. He is another limited character, also with no warp, no block, and is a bounce. Strike Shot is similar, just a speed up, however, and then they get a barrier, which can prevent damage from the damage walls, and then also give them the speed up, so yeah, they can get around more easily. Third up is Atos. He is my one character without no block. He has no damage wall and no warp. He is here kind of as a support character. He has the speed up bump combo, which my other characters can benefit from. He also has a strike shot which shoots out lasers, which can be good against the boss once the boss is alone. And then he also has Counter Slayer. The boss has the weak point, and if you can hit the weak point, then you get extra damage there. So he's good in that way too. And then finally, my friend is Benzaiten. I don't have one of my own, but she is probably the best character for this quest. She is a bounce with no block only, but she has an 8-turn null everything, so she'll be able to go through the warps and the damage walls that way. She also has Drain, so when she pinches, she can get you lots of HP back. That's pretty important. And then she just does more damage than any other character in this quest. So the more of Benzaiten that you can bring, the better. But you can really kind of bring any character that is bounce with no warp. I've heard of people beating this quest with like Sphinx, that super extreme drop monster. That's pretty crazy, but just goes to show that it's possible. You could use Sailor Mercury from the current Hatcher. She has a bounce with no block, and then some other kind of support abilities which can help you out in here. Yeah, as we can see though, the boss of but as we can see here, the boss has some Slayers, Paladin Slayer and Sprite Slayer, which happens to be what a lot of the best characters for this mission are. I say just take the Slayers and just try to get through it. It's not worth, I would say, bringing characters without that, just because there's so many that are good with those class types. Okay, but part of the quest has gotten away from me as I've been talking about my team. But basically, we want to get rid of the pairs of guys, and then once the pairs of guys are gone, then the boss will kind of move out, sort of like in Ragnarok. And then we can hit the character that has the counterattack glow on it. That will lower the defense of the boss or mini-boss, and then we can start doing damage to the boss. That defense down only lasts the turn that you are going, however, so it can be difficult to do damage. And then the weak points on the boss or the mini-boss, they will move every time you hit it, just like in Shangri-La. And then since you want to use all bounce characters, it's very difficult to get like multiple hits in a row into a boss's weak point. So maybe just go for one, or just ignore it altogether and just hit the boss anywhere. And then you can do some damage that way. Okay, on this mission, or on this stage rather, the magicians, they are a pair, so let's get rid of them. And then the Queen Metalia down there will go into counterattack mode. We'll hit her, and then everybody else will get defense down, and we can get rid of them. It is possible to pinch in between that bull guy and the boss, but we still have to hit the counterattack. We can do that with our character, of course, that we are acting with, or we can do it with a bump combo. And then for that reason, that's why Kiss Kill Leela is good for this mission, because she has the hit all meteor. So you can hit Kiss Kill Leela, the meteor will hit the counterattack, and then you can, you know, get where you need to be going. Okay, I think this is the last stage before the boss sequence. This one is kind of one of the easier stages here. We still have to take down the pairs of guys. There's one anti-pierce guy, one Carabas. We can tell which are pairs by which have the laser barriers and which do not. And then the second turn, that Queen Metalia there will go into counterattack mode. And that will make it easier for us to get rid of the Carabas. Maybe we can hit them just once or twice rather than like multiple times. Okay, we didn't get rid of any pairs there. Yes, we did actually. Benzaitan's homing shot is pretty strong here, so... Okay, I was hoping to hit that anti-pierce guy on the way up, but it was a little bit too high. And then the key to getting through this mission is to just try to get rid of the pairs of little guys in the beginning as quickly as possible. Because that will give you more time against the boss or the mini-boss, and then they will have their, you know, one-hit KOs. So we need to get rid of the little guys as quick as we can. This mission is not very forgiving. You have to kind of, all the chips have to fall into the right place for things to, for you to be able to clear this mission. And then if you're watching this playthrough and you're thinking, oh, everything's going right, you know, the irregular bounds are not getting in the way too much, that is exactly what it takes to beat this kind of mission. That's pretty much the story for any of these super high difficulty quests. That was the same for Takasugi. That was kind of the same for whatever that guy was, that green guy. But yeah, just keep playing the mission until you get the clear, basically. You just keep the strategy that you need in mind, and then you just keep playing and playing and playing until, you know, the luck and then like the positioning all just falls your way. Okay, so we are at the boss stage. And again, we need to get rid of the pairs. And then on this stage, the character without no block might have an advantage in taking down that lower pair, since they can stay on top of those blocks and then concentrate their hits on that pair. Whoops. My angle was a little too shallow there, so... but yeah, losing like that one turn, that can be a big deal. We want as few of those as possible. Alright, but let's see if here Atos, without his null block, can get rid of this pair. Okay, perfect. So yeah, in that case, not having the null block was an advantage, because he could hit that block above the bull guy, and then kind of stay within that area on the left. And then the anti-pierce guys, they have their, you know, white explosion. It's not quite a one-hit KO, but it does take away a lot. That is their center number, so we definitely want to get rid of them before that number. So in every stage where there are those anti-pierce guys, we want to keep an eye on their white blast. Take them down when they're getting close, as we go for everybody else. Alright, and then here we can kind of pinch in between this skull and then the boss here. So we'll try to get in between there. And then even if the weak point moves away, you know, or if the weak point is never there to begin with, it's still worth getting in there if you can get that defense down. So yeah, we'll do exactly that with Atos here. And yeah, that's enough damage to get rid of the boss. Okay, last stage. It's only 6 stages for this whole mission, but it feels like more, you know, just because we have the kind of the flipping of the stage so that the guys can take new positions. That pair in the upper left is not too hard to get rid of, but the pair in the lower right, this one is a bit more difficult. One thing you can do, however, is that if you're coming from the right, you can, you know, hit the right side of the anti-pierce guy, and then kind of work your way down in a shallow angle. And then you might even want to miss your gauge so that you lose the no block, so that you can, you know, get stuck in between the blocks and the Carapace, and then maybe take him out. Kind of similar to like what happened there. Okay, just us and the boss now. We want to hit the counterattack guy here first. That'll lower the defense, and then whomever we take down, that's who we take down. As long as we can take down somebody every turn, that'll be really good. Alright, with Benzaiten, let's use her strike shot. And okay, that's fine. I would have liked a little more damage on the boss, but that's fine also to take down the one guy. Alright, for now we're going to ignore the bull guy. We'll just try to get a little bit of damage on the boss here. And decent damage from Benzaiten's homing shot. Alright, here again we're going to ignore the bull guy. Let's hit that defense down, hit the boss a few times. That's very nice damage. And then those vertical lasers, they're skinny, but they're pretty damaging, so if we can, I don't know how, but if you can, stay out of range of those. Okay, and very nice strike shot from Atos there. He does have the Counter Slayer, and then I believe that goes into his lasers when he's using his strike shot. So that's perfect for this mission. Okay, so that was Queen Metalia. I think the most difficult stage might be that first stage. The pairs of guys are kind of in weird positions, so it's difficult to take them down in one turn together. One angle that I found that has worked with the first character is to kind of aim up, and then aim for the left side of that first anti-pierce guy. You'll hit him, take him down, come up again, hit the second anti-pierce guy, come down, come up, and if your angle is right, you'll go above the Carapace on the right, and then take him down, because you're stuck in between the wall and him. So yeah, maybe try out that angle if you like. But yeah, for clearing it the first time, we get the Sailor Mars version of Himiko. This is pretty cool. There's no like real, you know, application for this, except for if you're using like 2 of Himiko together, and you want to avoid the damage from the poison cloud. But yeah, it's a nice trophy, nice bit of bragging rights. If you beat this quest twice, you will get the alternate version of Yomi. If you beat it 3 times, you get the alternate version of Hodai. And yeah, those would be nice to have, although I don't know how often you're going to use multiple Yomi and multiple Hodai together. I think it's much more common to use 2 of a Himiko. So if you think about it in that way, it might be enough just to clear it once. Okay, good luck with that. There's still quite a few runs available of this. It'll be like a couple times a day, so keep at it, and good luck with that. All right, we'll see you again. Take care.